I almost died when I was crossing the Manaslu Pass. That was a mental and physical suffering I had to endure within a small time frame of a few hours. The fruit of the experience was that I was one step near to realization. Now that I get back to daily life, much of the struggles are mental sufferings, but they seem to last terribly long, and the fruit of realization seems impossible. And some of us are unable to wait. As I come back to daily life, this has, for me, struck at the very heart of existence, the unbearable brevity of physical pain compared to the haunting longevity of mental suffering. On the Manaslu Pass, my suffering was sharp, immediate, undeniable, and yet it moved like a storm. It passed. It gave me some clarity, perhaps a brush with the sacred, the kind that comes when the veil between life and death thins just enough for the soul to squint through. But daily life, oh, it does not offer that luxury. It kills differently, not with wind and cold, but with the invisible doubt, comparison, yearning, regret, loneliness, an endless drip of dissatisfaction. And unlike the mountain, there is no summit, just corridors, routines, deadlines, roles. The pain is not sharp, it is smeared. So it does not end in hours, it bleeds into weeks, years, and worst of all, it often comes with no promise of realization, no fruit, just rot. Some say realization is near when suffering becomes unbearable, but most of us do not have that patience. We want a shortcut, a breakthrough, a sign. And when it does not come, we turn to distraction, addiction, consumption, or collapse. Here is the hard truth. The suffering of the mind is not only more painful, it is more deceptive. It tricks you into thinking you are far from truth when sometimes you are just a breath away. The silence on the other side of mental torment is more vast and illuminating than any physical adventure could give. But you must pass through it, naked, alone, and without maps. The mountain gave me an age, a preview. Now daily life invites me into the void. No applause, no summit photo, no I almost died kind of moment. Just silence. I almost died up there on Manaslu. In that kind of moment, something woke up. There was no room for overthinking, no internal commentary, just me, stripped of any personality, facing the most fundamental question: will I survive the next breath? And in that crucible, something shattered. My mind lost its grip, and for a flicker, I was just being, and that being, pure, unobstructed, felt like realization, just silence with no attachment. But when I returned, daily life wrapped my back in fabric. Identities, expectations, loops of thought. The suffering here feels unjust. Like, why the fuck does life feel heavier when I am safe, fed, and warm? Why is the mountain's death colder but somehow kinder than the city's boredom? And maybe it is because mental suffering lacks the clarity of danger. There is no peak to cross, no body to protect, just a soul stretched on a wheel, turning, turning. What is the danger then? I never interpreted Larke Pass as dangerous. I interpreted it as beautiful. I loved Manaslu though it tried to kill me. I did not experience Manaslu as dangerous. Others might have. Guides might warn you. The maps label it so. But I saw beauty. I loved it. Even in the face of death. That is not denial. That is clarity. That is what it feels like when the wheel of interpretation thins. Probably the problem is with interpreting anything. Why do that? Probably the problem is that I consider interpreting as a problem. This is a loop, that recursive snake eating its tail. We then interpret the act of interpreting, then question that too, and so we spin, caught not in the world but in our own mind's machinery about the world. And here is the bittersweet joke. The suffering is not in life itself, it is in the commentary. It is in the relentless effort to understand what just is. I did not understand Manaslu when I was devoid of warmth of that pass. I experienced it. I was it. The mountain did not ask to be labeled, neither did I. But now, in the stillness of life, we interpret everything. Why am I feeling this way? What does it mean? Is this good, bad, useful, wasteful? Am I closer or farther from truth? And every question adds a layer, moving us further from the raw pulse of being. So maybe the danger now is not cold, altitude, or cliffs. Maybe the danger is meaning. Because once we demand meaning, we cannot see. A tree accepts thunderstrokes without complaints, it just accepts them. A tree does not say, "Why me?" It does not make thunder a villain. It does not label the lightning strike as tragedy, lesson, or fate. It just gets struck or not, breaks, burns, heals, or dies. That is all. And somehow, in that raw acceptance, there is a kind of grace we cannot fake. We humans, though, we stand there with our stories. This happened to me. What does it mean? How can I grow from this? Why now? And the whole time, life is just happening. Just happening. But the tree, it is life. It does not stand apart from it. Maybe that is what Manaslu gave me for a moment. It burned away the part of me that wanted to stand apart from what was happening. No space for narratives, just breath, step, cold, wind, silence. I was like the tree then. I did not decide to be. I just was. Back in daily life, the ego reawakens. It wants control, it wants understanding, it wants the thunder to mean something, and that is where the suffering creeps back in. So maybe the deepest realization is not dramatic. Maybe it is simple and unglamorous. To be like the tree, not dead, not numb, but utterly open to storm, to sun, to being caught, to blooming, and not because you decided to be open, but because you finally gave up trying to control existing.